for the guests. They just pay. I ask them questions, and we see if they ever get it right, they still have to pay.
We already give up.
That's right. For some reason, they never get it right. Okay, so I thought I would ask some Winter Olympics trivia today. The Winter Olympics are coming up. So the first question is, where were the first Olympics held?
Greece.
No, Winter Olympics.
Winter.
The Alps.
Norway.
Austria.
In France.
I think Newkirk was the closest answer. Did someone say France? Did I
Yes.
hear France? Okay,
Yeah.
France. Where in France?
I'm trying to think of the name, I can't think of it. It's,
Okay, well,
San Moritz? No, that's in Switzerland.
what's that?
Forget it.
Okay. Did you say Chamonix? Is that what you said?
Yes, I did.
Okay, right. Chamonix, France. Okay, so what year was the first Winter Olympics take place? What year did it take place?
1912.
1912 is not correct. 28 is not correct.
1954.
You gotta give it a little higher roll on this.
Oh, little, okay, so you're too high. And you're too low. So somewhere between 1912 and 1928.
34.
34 is, yeah.
No, that's beyond.
For those of you in the room that are hard of hearing, the gap is 12 and 28. Sorry, Dwayne, I couldn't pass it.
I know.
It's actually 1924. And how many sports are included in the Winter Olympics?
1924 today.
I'm sorry, let me clarify that. Sporting categories. And what are they? Let's start with how many sporting categories?
26.
26 is too high.
10.
20.
20 is too high. 12 is too high.
7.
7 is too low. There's 8 sporting categories. What are they? Let's try that. That's
Curling.
Curling. Yes, that's one of them. Good job. Skiing is 2.
Speed skating.
Skating is 3.
Bobsleds.
What's that?
Bobsleds.
Yes, that's 4. These guys are doing remarkably well. They've never done this well before ever. I don't think.
Along with skiing and hockey.
Biathlon is 5.
Hockey.
Hockey is 6. What's that?
Wrestling.
Cross country skiing. Oh, that's under skiing. So
Okay.
there's 2 left. One of them's a new one this year.
Snowboarding.
Nope. How can you guys forget the infamous luge?
Oh, yeah.
This group is a bunch of losers. Anyway. And then the new one is ski mountaineering. Does anybody know what ski mountaineering is?
Goes under skiing, on top.
Whatever you say, Dave. Whatever Dave says, it's got to be right. Anyway. Ski mountaineering is a sprint mixed relay event that mixes cross-country climbing and downhill skiing boarding. So it's partially there. Anyway. So how many Winter Olympic gold medals does the United States have?
Total?
Yes. No, partial.
Per year?
600 is too high.
326.
326 is too high.
126.
126 is too high.
94.
94 is too low.
105. 115.
105 is still too low. You're getting better.
115.
What's that?
115.
115 is close. It's 114. And which United States participant has the most Winter Olympic medals, and how many?
Jean-Claude Keely.
Okay, let's try this again. Which United States participant?
United States.
Oh, okay. My recollection is John Claude Keely was from France.
Oh,
Okay, moving on. Newkirk.
Lindsey Vaughn?
Lindsey Vaughn, no.
It's probably that speed skater.
Probably that speed skater.
I can't think of his name.
That narrows it down for me.
Well, you can name.
Was it White? No. No.
History.
Can't think of his name. That's who it is. Guy that he can't think of his name. Apollo Ono.
Male. Oh, yes.
That's the guy. That's who you're thinking
That's
of, right?
exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, how many did he have? How many medals?
8.
8. That's correct. Very good. Good. I'm impressed.
What is he then?
Speed skating.
Speed skating.
Short track.
Yep. And
Not circular.
certainly last but not least, where is the 26th Winter Olympics being held? What's that? Milan and where else?
Switzerland.
Switzerland? Newkirk. Switzerland is not right. It's Cortina di Ampezzo in Italy. Anyway. Well, you guys did your typical parable. So I'll
You got one right.
You were pretty good.
Yeah, with a little help.
Yeah, well.
A little help.
Okay, do we have a joke today? No joke. Real joke. Okay.
Country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi, Dave. We pray. Heavenly Father, truly you do bless us. We step outside and it's cold. Our houses are warm, these buildings are warm. We live in the greatest country in the world. You truly have blessed us. Help us to be a blessing to others. We not only thank you for the fellowship that we have around these tables with these good people, also for the good food that Shelley prepares, but just for the outlook that we have about what can happen and what does happen in this great country. So we thank you for the Lions Club. We thank you for the gift of love. Help us share that with others. In Jesus' name. I don't think we have any guests, but Dwayne has to leave because Dwayne's been part of the airport board for many years. In fact, tell a little history of that, Dwayne. And then he's going to tell us a couple opportunities we have as far as where our money goes.
Okay, I'm on the airport board. We first met about it in 1998. Harold Seabout, myself, Don Badge-Stute, and Ben Herder, Dale. So we met on that. We opened it up in November of 2018, so it's a little over 7 years old right now. And the other thing is I'm trying to get it set up in March, maybe late March, to go out to the airport, actually have the meeting there. Shelley said she'd bring the food out there, and we could have it there. I'm going to talk to Andrew Schreier, who's the president of Airflare, and he does or his company does the charter work out of the airport. And so, and we continue to grow, so I think it'll be an interesting one. Hopefully some of the planes are there that they have. I know there's one that's really a nice one. It's a pretty good sized plane, about as big as we can fly out of there. So anyway, that's just a little bit about that. The other one is, we talked about it a little bit last week, the 3 items. There are 3 students at the elementary school here in North City. Talked to Karina Nanemacher, and one needs glasses, and then 2 of them need eye exams. So she's going to get some of that information to me. I'll probably send some of this out in an email too, or Lori will. And, I think all of them go to Promise Healthcare Community Services at Sioux Center. So we'll be working with them on that. The second one was the Melvin Jones Foundation. What we're going to do with that is that if anybody desires to help with that, Doug's already given some money for both of these last two. And if we can get some money for that, we're going to send whatever we collect for that, for the Melvin Jones Fellowship. And we're going to probably collect next week and the following week. So we'll send out an email about that also. And the last one is on this iPad eye tester. We said we'd come up with about $2,500 out of the $10,000. And the thought with that is to do kind of the same thing. As many people want to help with that, we will collect that money also. And whatever's left, we'll consider putting into it from the funds that we have on hand. So hopefully have a little bit more information in a couple weeks, kind of where we're at, but that's just what I had.
So just to put it in perspective, if we have 20 members and we gave about $150 a piece, we'd end up with $3,000 bucks, is what kind of what we need. So think about that when you're doing your gifting. We'll collect those next week. I won't be here because I'm going to be in Billings, Montana, which is the 100th anniversary of the Food Ranch Association. So that'll be kind of fun. And kind of interesting, the first meeting that they had on this in 1926 was in the Northern Hotel in Billings, Montana. And this year's meeting is in the Northern Hotel in Billings, Montana. So it's pretty neat. So doing a documentary that hopefully will get on public television sometime. You'll be able to see it. And all right, school reports. We'll start with Unity, which is going to be Dwayne because he has to leave. He's got all the facts from Earl.
Earl was not able to be here, but he said that Unity girls had a loss at West Lyon early last week, and then wins over Western and Boynton Hall. And then the boys had 3 wins over those same teams last week. This week they have Rock Valley at home on Tuesday and go to Okoboji on Friday.
All right, thank you. Pass it over to Dave.
Northwestern played 2 basketball games, or I should say played 2 colleges this past week. On Wednesday, Briar Cliff came here, and then on Saturday, Hastings was here. Our women lost both of those games, and our men won both of those games. Now the basketball teams get Wednesday off, and then travel to Midland this coming Saturday. Those are afternoon games, 2 and 4 o'clock. So that's the basketball situation. Wrestling, wrestling and track does different stuff. They don't keep kind of team scores and so forth. So you really have to look to see what individuals do with those things. But we've had some real fine individuals, particularly the higher weights as far as wrestling, 197 I think and 184. But anyway, the wrestling team goes to Buena Vista this Saturday, and the track and field teams are going to Missouri Valley, I believe, on Friday. So, yeah, you just have to kind of check with the paper or with the website to see what the individuals are doing. Baseball and softball will start February 6th, so then you'll start getting some information there on how you throw snowballs.
OCCS had a couple games last week, played Rock Valley and, oh shoot, let me look here a second. That's, it is.
One of the private schools.
Yeah, I think you're right. Rock Valley, and the girls won and the boys lost. And then we played Hall Christian, and the girls lost and the boys won. So it just kind of flip-flopped on how they did. This week, we have just one game, and that's today, and that's versus Sheldon.
MLC Floyd Valley Dutch, last week the girls played a rated Cherokee team there, got beat 55-42. This past Thursday, the Dutch girls beat Sioux City North there, 62-22. Boys won over Sioux City North, 73-44. This past Friday night, girls lost to a rated Central Line, a really good team. Got beaten overtime, 64-60. And the girls played a great game, just couldn't quite get over the hump. So hopefully we can learn from that and get a little better down the road. Boys won over Central Line, 64-28. Wrestling girls beat West Line and lost to Sioux Center. Girls also placed fourth in the Siouxland Conference Girls Tournament, but we had 3 champions, which is a good deal. The boys in wrestling lost to Sioux Center and West Line last week. This week we have West Line basketball tomorrow night there, and we have Sioux Center home Friday night. So if you got nothing to do on a Friday night and want to see a good ball game, that'd be a good one. So that's the report.
Just one other thing to add, Northwestern Girls Trop, their 4x4 team made it to nationals, which is the first time.
Who runs on that?
A couple of local girls are Tierney Huss, and they got a couple of young freshmen that seem to be doing well, and hopefully next year we can have a trooper running over there. All right, I'd like to introduce our new council member, Mark Scallon. Mark is married to Janan. They have 4 little gals at home. Caroline is 8, Rory's 6, Anna's 4, Julia's 2. And they all got different personalities, and they keep the house hopping, I'm sure. Mark is married to my niece. Janan is a niece of mine. She's her folks are Dave and Ruth Kopp from Alton, and Ruth is a Tobrink, so that's kind of the Alton history over there. Anyway, she's the youngest of 4 kids and graduated from MLC Floyd Valley. So we'll find out a little bit maybe down the road how Mark and Janan got together somewhere, someplace. I'd like to ask a few questions for Mark and get a little background on his upbringing and things like that, and then later on we can maybe ask a few other questions about what's going on in North City since he's a new council member. Where are you from? What's your background? What school, high school, your family situation, brothers and sisters? Fill us in a little bit.
Sure. I grew up in Iowa Falls, Iowa. Grew up on a farm a couple miles north of town on a hog and chicken farm. That's what my parents did, and then corn and soybeans as well. Went to Iowa Falls. Well, I was the first graduating class of Iowa Falls Alden High School. We combined my senior year. I have 3 siblings, 2 sisters and a brother. We're all about 2 years apart, so growing up on a farm, we all were pretty close and then stayed pretty close through the years. After Iowa Falls, went to Iowa State University. That's where I met my wife. We were freshman orientation leaders together, so it's kind of a big deal at Iowa State. There's a lot of new students coming in, so it's a summer-long job that we work together. That's how I met her. I was a kinesiology major, exercise science major at Iowa State. Graduated from there, went on to the University of Iowa for dental school. Graduated from there in 2013, and moved right up to Orange City from there. Joined Dr. Greg Biernick. I believe he was a longtime member here at the Lions Club. He was looking for someone to help him out at that time. My wife was excited to move back to where she grew up, like Dave said, she's an MLC Floyd Valley grad. Her parents still live in the area. Yeah, lots of aunts and uncles and cousins and that. So that was a big draw as well.
Okay, you're a big Iowa State fan.
I am.
A big Iowa State fan. And, but did your parents go to Iowa State also?
So my dad did. He went to Iowa State. He was an ag education major. My mom went to UNI actually. She was a teacher.
Okay.
But yeah, she never cheered too much for UNI, so Iowa State was where I got pushed to.
Okay. Your parents were parents of the year, 1 year
Yeah.
at Iowa State?
1 year we were family of the year because at Iowa State, because one sister and a brother also went to Iowa State. And my older sister, she was the black sheep. She went to the University of Iowa. But
Okay. How did you get your interest in marathons, running? You're a runner.
yeah.
I see him running by. I'm sure everybody else around town has probably seen Mark running, but what got your interest in running?
Yeah, running is a big hobby of mine. I played sports in high school, or I was on the teams at least. Going out to Iowa State and still trying to find a way to stay active and stay competitive. So running is a way to do that. So I picked that up. Had a roommate that I got really competitive with, and so we challenged each other to running events and led to running marathons. So I've run 10 marathons in my life. I've run the Boston Marathon twice, which is something you have to qualify by time to be able to do. And now for me, it's just a stress reliever, a way to collect thoughts, and I'm not competitive by any means like I used to be, but it's more of a fun hobby now.
I think that's really something for anybody to compete, anybody to run in the first place. But to compete in a marathon, and Boston Marathon, you hear about that, so that's a great deal, Mark.
What's a normal run for you like?
The normal weekly run, I'll run from 45 minutes to an hour, so that'll be 6-7 miles.
What's your best marathon time?
2 hours and 47 minutes. Ran that
that's
in
amazing.
the Mesa, Arizona.
That's a great time.
Was Jen on there at the finish line
She
waiting
was-
for you?
She was not at the finish line for that one. We flew down to Arizona for that. We brought our we had 2 kids at that time, and she was still home with her. We were with Bruce and Laura Luba, is who we stayed with. So she was there with them.
That's neat. When you're around here now, you bought your business from Greg. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, Greg retired in 2020.
2020. How many employees you have? Do you have a part owner with you, or what's the situation there?
Yep. There's 13 of us that work at Orange City Dentistry. Most are full-time of sorts, some part-timers. Yeah, and I'm solo owner of that. When Greg retired, I bought him out, and we have another dentist with us, Dr. Vanderfeen, and that took a couple years to be able to find someone to move to Orange City and to replace his workload, but she's been with us since 2022.
All right, now you're a new council member at Orange City, and why? I mean,
You got a chicken background.
Yeah.
who introduced you to wanting to be on the council?
Yeah, it's a good question. The joke reason is I caught my wife at a weak moment. I turned my papers in the day before it was they were due to get the signatures. But really, I just kind of followed things at the city council for a while since I've been living here, and then I've been a part of Tulip Festival. My wife and I were chair people of that, and been on consistory at church, and been part of the daycare board, and for the last couple of years haven't been a part of any of those. So I thought, well, there's kind of a void there for my time that maybe I could be, start giving back in another way. And so city council was an idea that I had, and my wife somehow approved.
much appreciated. I think he'll do a good job on there. I think it's time to maybe open it up. If anybody has some questions, a little Q&A here, and it's great having Mark with us. So let's.
Just one thing, Mark. I don't know if you read the fine print when you bought that from Greg, but you know, Greg was one of my students and players when I had him at Sioux Center, and I sat right next to him there when he was the secretary of the Lions, and he said whoever he sold it to would become a Lions Club member.
Yeah, that wasn't in the contract, so.
Well, we'd love to have you.
Thank you.
And you also had a deal with Greg that he'd do all your dental work for nothing, right?
I don't recall that. He is Dutch, you understand.
Other question?
So going into your council job, what do you feel at this point is the most important issue?
Yeah, you know, just starting to get my feet wet. I've been part of one meeting. We got another meeting tonight. I think just continuing on the great things that have been happening in Orange City. I don't think there's a lot of really pressing, you know, things that are wrong that need to be fixed or changed. I don't have some kind of agenda that I'm coming in with, but I think the city has done a great job with adding housing and increasing the housing mix, you know, between single family home and rentals, and that's been great progress. So I really hope I can help, you know, make some of those things happen and yeah, keep Orange City growing that way, so we can keep employers happy with finding employees. Yeah, I think other things, you know, I think the police department has talked about, you know, it would be a great thing for them if they could get a better space than this basement. That might be something to be explored. We have strategic meetings coming up, strategic planning meetings coming up later this month or next month. I better forget. And we'll kind of lay some of those things out for the next year, a couple of years down the road. I mean, things that I'm probably biased about, but I like running, so I like the trail systems that have been going in Orange City, and that's been improved a lot over the last 5 years or so. And then I think there could be room for some sort of indoor recreation facility in Orange City that's outside of the college, or maybe the college would be willing to partner with if they need additional space. Those are just ideas that I have, and see if they go anywhere.
You know, I think Orange City is always looking for possible new businesses coming to town. What do you see as probably hindrances for a business coming to town, and or advantages?
Yeah, I guess we start with hindrances first. Probably just the unemployment rate would be one big thing. Everybody here is hiring, and there's just not the people here to hire. So I think increasing the housing and the ability to bring people in is one thing that's hindering that. Thing I see as young family too is as far as bringing people in is childcare. Young families have trouble moving here because it's like, where can my kids be watched while I'm working, so I can work. And that's an issue in Orange City. It's a statewide, nationwide issue as well. But that would be something for Orange City to tackle. Yeah, pros. I mean, I think as far as bringing a business in, work ethic in Northwest Iowa is, you know, second to none. Employers being able to find good employees if they're looking for work is that's going to be good. Yeah, school systems are great. Yeah, crime rate, safety rate, you know, you can't beat Orange City that way. So a business wouldn't have to worry about those kinds of things.
Dave.
You're sitting next to a Alton native, and I'm, as you know, an Alton native, and as I was growing up there, the talk was always that eventually Alton and Orange City would join together. Well, they have as far as the schools are concerned now, and we're within a mile. If you look at the building in Alton I just wondered, are there advantages to either community? Would it be a good thing to bring them together? Is that something to work for, or is it better to keep it the way it is?
I don't know the answer to that question. From what I've been told is that they'll remain separate, entities and towns, but the collaboration between the two will probably continue to increase. Things like water, police force are shared, recreation activities, between the swimming pools. School, like you said, the schools are combined. So I think that would be one thing, just continue to explore, not that we're gonna combine into one, southeast Sioux County town, but that we can collaborate and instead of, talking about attracting businesses, instead of saying Orange City has, 6,500 people, we could say, well, this area has, 8,000, 9,000. Well, that's more attractive to, say, a restaurant or another business compared to just saying, oh, we only have 6,000 people.
Interesting.
That new addition on the west side of Alton has some streets to put in yet, but they have infrastructure to most of that there, but they have some streets to put in. They're gonna sell as many lots as they can in the streeted part so they can have enough money to put a bridge in and a road to connect the two communities by the elementary school there.
Yep.
That's what I heard from the Alton part of it. So there's a little time to be had yet before I think that road gets in, is what I've heard. Mark, you're a new member on the council. Are you designated for a certain part of what your job is? Or how does that work in the 5 members?
Yeah, so each member kind of has an area that they are to then focus on. I was assigned to be part of the Orange City Library Board, so that'll be one of my roles that I'll focus on and attend those meetings.
Okay, Sioux Center's had a little problem with the library situation. Does that mean we have one also?
Not that I've heard of. It hasn't come up.
About some books or something that had to be placed somewhere else and you couldn't check them out, or am I wrong on that?
No, you're right. By the way, that was not me that was quoted in the paper. That's the other Dave Mulder that is at Dordt College, but I've had calls on that.
So what did you say, Dave?
What did you say, Dave? I was looking for a lawyer. They're struggling because there have been some books that there's a group of people think should not be in the library. And so that's why they had those meetings. I don't think they've resolved anything with it yet, but that's what the controversy is about. Sexual stuff included in some books.
Well, what I read is they had an article about that. They wanted to issue new library cards, and it was going to be a 3-tier system. So, and the parents could opt into it if they wanted to, or if they didn't care what their kids checked out, so be it. But before they implemented the program, the library director in Sioux Center thought she better check with the head librarian in Iowa, and they said, well, maybe it won't fly. You better check, because the state gives each library X amount of dollars every year, and if it was against the state policy, then Sioux Center would not get their funds. So it's still up in the air as far as the library card situation, but that's what I read.
Mark, that new building behind Center Fresh, or what's the name of that grocery store?
Dollar Crush.
Dollar, yeah.
Dollar.
What is that? What kind of housing is that?
Those will be apartments. It's a group out of, I believe, Sioux City that's putting those up. Don't quote me on this. I think it's going to be 416 plexes.
I think it's 612.
612 thing. I knew it was 72. I was trying to figure out what that was. Yeah. 72 units is what's going to be put up there. Yeah.
I I see it moving right along. Seems like they're putting up sticks and, another good addition to the community, I'm sure. Any other questions?
Will they be 2 or 3 bedrooms? Is it big enough for a small family in there, do you guys know? I think that's what
I don't know.
I think they're intended for a little larger family or kind of thing. And I know there's some, I don't know exactly what the final plans are, but in addition to the 6 thought plans, I think they want to put up some single family homes as well. So that's a pretty extensive development. I think it'll be over 100 living units, that's also.
Is there a chance of them also building farther north of that complex, or are they gonna tie a street back into there, or what's the plan?
Well, they own the property that used to be the old precast property. So they got the hill, if you will, if anybody's familiar with that. But then their property ends where Scallon property begins. And so I think there's some different plans for that property. But there is a street that's gonna go through it.
Scallon, it had been platted out, hadn't it, at one time?
Yes, yeah. So there's some plans for that
Yeah.
property that are kind of in the works right now, but nothing definitive yet.
It's a great use of that hill. I think it's ugly for our community for years and years.
I think there's some old ready-mix trucks buried back in that house. I covered them up. Good luck with
At
the
least you said
footings.
trucks and not employees, Dave.
Oh, we never know what you find back there.
Footings could be hard.
Well, I'd just like to say thank you for accepting your calling to the Orange City Council, and I'm sure you got a good group of people there to work with, and appreciate you and your family and your business in town. You've been a great addition to this community, so thanks, Mark.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yes.